Most bolt action players are taking Panzerfausts and wasting points every single game, and it's not because it's a bad weapon, it's because they're being fired at the wrong time, at the wrong targets, at the wrong moment, for the wrong reasons. And the scary part is the rule that makes Panzerfaust actually dangerous, the thing that separates a wasted shot from a game-winning shot, is right there in the book, and most of us don't even see it. So here's what's actually happening at most tables. You've got a unit with a Panzerfaust, a tank rolls up, and the instinct is fire the Panzerfaust. It feels right. You've got a one-use anti-tank weapon, and there's the tank in front of you. Simple. But here's the problem. A Panzerfaust is a one-use weapon. You don't get a second shot, so when you fire it, you're really making two decisions. One, you're deciding to spend the shot, and secondly, you're deciding to permanently remove that weapon from your army. And most players only usually think about the first decision. They completely forget about the second one, and they should actually be thinking about both. And this is where most people get it consistently wrong. They fire the Panzerfaust at the first armoured target they see, not necessarily at the right target, just the nearest one. And 9 times out of 10, that shot either misses, which hurts, or it hits the target that they didn't really need the Panzerfaust to deal with. Either way, the weapon is gone permanently. So what's the Panzerfaust actually worth? To understand that, you need to understand the Shaped charge rule. That's the special rule that governs how Panzerfausts and weapons like them actually work on the table. And this is where most players' thinking falls apart. Here's what Shaped charge does. It removes the range modifier for your penetration roll. Now that sounds like a wee technical detail. It isn't. This is the most important thing about Panzerfausts, and here's why. Regular anti-tank weapons, your AT guns and your tank guns, they take a penalty to the penetration at long range. The further away the target, the harder it is to punch through the armour. That's the range modifier working against you. Makes sense, it's physics. Shaped charge removes that penalty entirely. A Panzerfaust at long range hits just as hard as a Panzerfaust at point blank. The penetration value doesn't change. The distance doesn't matter. So what you actually have isn't a general anti-tank weapon. What you have is a consistent, range-independent, heavy armoured threat. And that's a completely different tool. And most players are using it like it's a slightly better rifle grenade. You're not just potentially missing when you fire it wrong. You're wasting a weapon that was built for one specific job. A job that most other infantry simply can't do. So it's not just a miss, it's a wasted shot and a wasted roll in your army. And that's two problems from one bad decision. So when should you actually fire the Panzerfaust? There are 3 questions I ask before I pull the trigger. First, can my other units handle this target? If the answer is yes, don't fire the Panzerfaust. Use your other AT options and save it. Second, does the target have heavy armour that the range modifier would normally protect? If you've got a Tiger or a Churchill sitting at long range and your AT gun is struggling to penetrate at that distance, then that's where the Shaped charge rule earns its points. There's the shot. Everything you shoot at might feel wrong to shoot at because there's always a closer target. But the Panzerfaust doesn't care about distance. Your other weapons do. That's the difference. Third, is this the moment? Panzerfausts change games when they remove a key threat at the right time, not when they're used on turn 1 on a target of low opportunity. If you fire early on a light tank your regular weapons could have dealt with, you've spent a game-changing resource on a problem that wasn't really a problem. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this about Panzerfausts. The weapon's value isn't what you can hit. It's what nothing else in your infantry can hit. Use it for that target and only that target. Now, knowing all of this is one thing. Applying it to a game in a moment under pressure when a tank has just appeared on your flank and your opponent is staring at you, that's a completely different question. And that's exactly what I'm covering in the next video. I'll show you the specific game states where the Panzerfaust trigger makes sense and the ones where holding it is the right call, even when everything else in you wants to fire. If you want the game plan sheet that I've been building around this, just drop game plan sheet down below in the comments and I'll send you a copy. Print it out, fill it in before your next game and you'll instantly play with a plan instead of just reacting and guessing. And why not like and subscribe down below while you're at it? Next video drops on Saturday and you'll want to see how this plays out on the table. Take care guys and talk to you again soon.